chalk this up as another good thing they got that wrong for 2019. Hello there everybody, it's me the Canadian Movie Buff with a review of Akira. Taking place in the far-off year of 2019, Akira follows a biker gang in an alternate version of Tokyo called Neo-Tokyo. And in this place, crime and corruption run rampant, like it is just an awful place to live. After one of the gang members gets in an accident, he starts to develop strange supernatural powers. As his power grows, the military, the gang, and some gifted children discover that he could have the power to wipe out the entire world. I admit I'm not a huge anime guy. I've seen Your Name, and I know what Studio Ghibli is, and also the fact that I need to see every single one of their movies, and I've seen about the first 6 episodes of Death Note. But other than that, that's where my knowledge of anime ends. So when I was given the opportunity to watch Akira, hailed as one of the best animated films ever made, how could I say no? The visuals and the animation are exceptionally good, the plot was easy to follow, and the dialogue is fairly well written. But by the time the credits started to roll, I couldn't help but say, what the hell did I just watch? From the very first frame, it's evident that a lot of dedication and care has been put into the animation. A lot of it feels liquid smooth and incredibly detailed. This is the late 1980s, so for animation to be of that quality and to be all hand-drawn is impressive. If I was to base this movie off the animation factor alone, this would be a 10 out of 10. It's kind of sad that hand-drawn animation is all but a forgotten art. I mean, when was the last time you saw classic 2D animation in theaters? If I had to guess, it'd be probably a while. And that animation helps build the world that the movie takes place in. Neo-Tokyo feels like a crowded, violent, and unpleasant place to live in. It has a very seedy feel to it, but at the same time, you can't help but be entranced by its visuals, by its aesthetic. You kind of want to know more about this city, this place, about this alternate future. It's an uneasy place, but there's a lot of character to it. With the protests and the corrupt politicians and the overall violence that takes place on the streets, you can't help but wonder what is Neo-Tokyo like beyond what we're given in this 2-hour movie. I know there's talks of live-action remake, and if they really wanted to go for it, I'd say make a series. This is based on the fact that there's a manga out there, and, well, mangas tend to make really good anime series. And I'm not dissing on this movie that it cuts out a lot of the manga stuff. What I'm saying is, if you want to do another take on the story, why not make it a 6-part or 8-part series with each episode lasting 45 to an hour long? We already have the movie, there's no need to remake that, but rather adapt the manga and see if you can make it into, well, a mini-series. There's also a very natural flow to the story. If I had never seen this movie, and someone told me that it starts out as a story about a biker gang, and then by the end it becomes this weird sci-fi horror including pocket dimensions and kids with psychic abilities, and one of the members becoming this incredibly superpowered being that's unable to control it, I probably would have said, get out of here. Yeah, no, just no. But like I said, the way the story progresses, it doesn't feel too out there. It's all about the building blocks. How it starts off as this biker gang story and then takes the steps to build up to this weird Cronenberg-esque type body horror sci-fi world annihilation stuff. It really is quite the experience. Now touching on that, there are a few moments that feel out of place. Like there's a vision or a nightmare that just feels like it just cuts in there just for the sake of it. I can't really explain it, but there's something about it that makes me go, what was the point of that scene again? It feels like we're getting this story that makes sense, and there's a natural flow to the conclusion, and then the last half hour of the movie just kind of goes off the rails and just goes nuts with it. It feels so sudden and cut in, and I don't want to say forced, but after seeing the movie about twice now, I can't help but think to myself, what were they thinking? Clearly there's something below the surface going on, especially between the telepathic kids and Tetsu, and I'm not knocking on the idea that there's something beneath the surface and something for us to dive into, but again, after watching the movie a couple times, I had to research and watch about a half dozen videos just to make sense of what I just saw. When all is said and done, Akira has a lot of strong elements. The dreamy cyberpunk atmosphere, the smooth animation, the transition from sci-fi crime to fantasy thriller, and a right-hand man who becomes the destroyer of worlds. I understand why so many people hold it up as this monumental achievement in cinema, and there are some interesting themes behind it. This is clearly a representation of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki nuclear bombings, where you have this great uses of power that has devastating effects. And that's what happens in Akira. You have this character who's given such extreme power and he's unable to control it, and it ends up consuming everyone around him. It also talks about how if a man were to become God, they would only serve themselves more rather than help others. In other words, they wouldn't try to act like a benevolent God would act, but rather continue to act like a human, but now with incredible power. Honestly, I'm not too sure what to rate this movie. I mean, I thought it was okay, but I feel like giving it a middle-of-the-road rating like see it in theaters or see it in the cheap seats or something like that doesn't really do it justice. So I am going to give Akira a critic's delight.
Yes,
quite
superb.
Alright, that's my review of Akira. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Leave your answers in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and hit the bell icon if you're new here. And as always, this is the Canadian Movie Buff saying I hope you had a fantastic weekend at the movies. See ya!